Like, I'm going to get great service and the right outcome.
You just don't find any better people.
He's always been very good.
We've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, SmyrnaAutoRepair.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Marcus Manise. I am the founder and executive director of Strong in My Father Youth and Family Services. Our organization is designed to help young men growing up in homes with our father have a better chance at a better life and a better opportunity. Our organization is preventative, so our goal is to prevent kids from going to jail, juvenile, but live out the purpose that God truly has designed for them. For all information on our organization, if you're looking for a mentorship program and your child is between grades 2nd through 9th, we encourage you to go to our website, stronginmyfather.org, for more information. Sign up to be a part of Stronger Sons Mentorship Program, and then we're hoping that this program continue to help your son live out the true dreams that God truly has designed for them.
AFFI is Middle Tennessee's premier choice for pest, wildlife, and moisture control. They specialize in those difficult and unique cases. You can reach them by phone at 615-300-2395. That's 615-300-2395. Or stop in at 200 Glenrose Lane in Smyrna.
Hey, Middle Tennessee, it's Mark from the Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time than now than to visit the Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. Rebates now through the end of July on select brands. Our brands include Liberty, Fort Knox, and Browning. Drop by one of our locations or go to NashvilleSafeHouse.com. And remember, we don't just sell safes, we sell peace of mind.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
When I say VFW, you probably have some visions of a smoke-filled bar with a bunch of old-timers eyeballing you. Well, the Stones River VFW is doing things different. No smoke-filled rooms, no turning prospective members away, and a strong emphasis on camaraderie and community. We believe in instilling our American values in our young people through numerous programs such as Voice of Democracy, Patriots Pen, Scout of the Year, and VFW Teacher of the Year. Stones River Post intends on becoming a driving force to help, aid, and assist wartime veterans. So if you're one of those veterans with a campaign medal and you want that sense of purpose that you've been missing, then give our recruiter, Andrew Farr, a call at 615-490-5715.
This is Conversations with Mike Sparks.
Are you concerned with the state of America, your state, your community? Then you're in the right place. State Representative Mike Sparks. He and guests are here to talk about local politics, history, faith, and freedom.
Hey, you're listening to Conversation with Mike Sparks. I'm your host. Mike Sparks got a big show tonight, and hopefully I can keep it all kind of rolling. Got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of stuff's happened this week, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of bad stuff, but then there's some good stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about both. And before we get into quarter half our show, about 5:20, I've got a friend of mine, James Yates, and his wife, Tracy, and my nephew, I was going to call him. We're talking about men's health. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a big issue, especially some of us that's in our 50s, getting high blood pressure. 70s, you know. And but, you know, even though we've had a tragic week with two sad events, we had a great fish fry yesterday, had a great car show, and Roger Thomas. Talk about that awesome car show we had yesterday.
Oh, yeah, man. It's it was the 5th annual Mid-10 Hot Rodders at Sam Davis' home car show yesterday, and I think it's probably the biggest one they've had. I think, what was it, 107 and 108 cars.
A lot of cars, yeah.
Yeah, it really was, man. But
when did that go off, or when did that go on? What time did that start?
It was 9 registration to 12.
Okay.
Registration.
And was that Sam Davis home?
Mm-hmm.
I could hear some of it while I was working.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, what we did, Mike, was what we did, we actually presented the Mid-10 Hot Rodders yesterday with a proclamation.
Yep.
And we had the mayor, it spoke. We had, of course, Mike presented the proclamation, and we had Miss Lisa Crowell, the Rutherford County court clerk. Had I think we even had old Chuck Isbell sitting back there, didn't we? And, of course, our executive director, Jenny Lamb. So we had a few people up there to help present it. And like I said, I'll name them off right quick. It's Christy Pugh, her husband Chris Pugh, David Ellis, Janice Ellis, Danny Judd, and there was Mike Morton and Tracy Morton. And those people, man, they really know how to do it. And like I said, they don't ask for nothing to do that. They just make it fun to everybody. And it's just a real good old family.
And I gave out some trivia questions.
Yeah, and he did give out some trivia questions.
You want to mention what they were? Are they too politically incorrect to mention on the radio?
Yeah, that one might be.
Which one? I'm sure it is. Maybe
No,
it is.
it was.
I don't know if James is listening, but it's a pretty. I was on the way in. I was running late.
Yeah.
I just got through speaking at a Hindu temple.
Yeah.
400 Hindus of all things.
Yeah.
Anyways, God puts me in the strangest position sometimes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to drive my wife's car over there. So I was cruising through there, and I was trying to do the speed limit. Luckily, I did because there was a cop over there at Smyrna Elementary, and
the one you've been barking about getting
I'm
police
saying,
cars everywhere.
I'm complaining that Metro don't have enough police officers in Smyrna. I'm not saying we got too much.
Smyrna's actually
Smyrna,
it's really a good town.
We do.
We really do have an awesome town.
You don't want to speed. But I'm coming through there. I'm trying to go a little fast because I'm waiting on the song, and nobody guessed it. I probably didn't pose it
And I probably
right.
had to tell you. I kind of had to tell you what it was.
Well, it's whispering to you like, "Hey,
And of course, I'm safety. I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Well, it's Freebird, and
Yeah.
And then the other trivia question. You remember that?
Yeah.
I gave out one of the hats by Marty. The America is Great Again. That was a hat that I gave out.
Yeah.
Marty had those.
And I think the mayor was one of the answers to the other one, wasn't it?
You want to say what it was?
No. You can't.
I just put trivia. I said, what city in all of the United States has the prettiest mayor? And Angie Gill, who always wins, hollers out.
It was
Smyrna.
a female hollered us out.
Yeah. And so that was a blue book signed by the governor. But fish fry went really good.
Oh, it really did. And then we hopped over there, Mike. Well, went over to the Wings of Freedom Fish Fry after the car show, and man, that was really great. Saw a lot of good people over I knew, and the food was good. And
you look like you had fun. I saw your post about you standing in front of the P-51.
Yeah.
Yep.
I made a picture of Mike and
Mary Watkins, African American Historical Society, Rutherford County president. She called me a little while ago.
No, that wasn't her. You made that particular
Oh, that
picture.
was Mary Appleton.
Yeah, Mary Appleton.
Mary Watkins came. She called me. She got there today, and they were packing up, but she got to see that Tuskegee Airman aircraft fly off.
Good.
So she got to see some of it. But they, we've got the Casey Clark event they're doing next week at 6. She had called me about that and was telling about it. Real quick, because the time is flying. Cameron here had called me and was pretty, like a lot of folks, really upset about what happened with the late Charlie Kirk. And you've been on the show with me before.
Yes.
And I've got a little bit of your bio real quick. I could kind of get into real quick. I am saying it right, Cameron Curdy.
Yes, correct.
And you're an American political cultural activist deployed overseas with the U.S. military special forces from 2017 2019 in Operation Inherent Resolve against ISIS in Iraq and Syria. You studied MTSU, hold 2 bachelor's degree in political science, international relations, mass media. And I know you do. You've got a big social media following and all. And if folks don't know much about the Kurdish people, y'all probably, other than the Jewish folks, probably one of the most persecuted people on the face of the earth, under Saddam Hussein regime. But anyways, you called me and explained why you were so passionate the other day.
Mike, thank you so much. This is the second time I've been in here. First, my condolence and sympathy go out to the Mr. Kirk's family, actually, and we can say to all of us, because my background, as you said, I'm Kurdish from North Iraq. I came to state in 1999. I was 20 years old, and anybody familiar with the Kurdish history, as you said, we've been going through a lot of prosecutions, oppressions, mass killing. And I remember when I was a kid, my father always told me, just be careful, the walls has heirs, you know, because it was Saddam Hussein. There was like a police state. If you were actually talking anything against the regime, they could come knock on the door and arrest you.
You've seen that happen?
I seen that it's happened. So political violence is, and when we came in here, something I always enjoyed and cherished we talk about is just the freedom of speech and the also protection we do have. Is constitutionally you are protected. If we disagree, which is naturally, you know, in a political atmosphere, if we all think the same way, I think we all extra. One is enough, you know. So the nature of politics is discourse, and we do disagree because the challenges is different and the worldviews is different.
Yeah.
But there is not always like you cannot silence people by bullet. That's what we see overseas. We run away, and I do have 2 children. You know, my daughter.
Say that again. If people couldn't understand you, you can't silence people. Go ahead.
With bullets,
With
you
bullets.
know, we do bullets. Yeah, we do have ballot. You know, we can always, if you disagree, that's a principle of democracy. You know, ballots, but you cannot kill people. Basically, silence them. We've seen that, and what I don't see it is like this country to become as kind of like a third world countries. But also, I'm very familiar that we do have a political history of violence. Remember that JFK was being assassinated. You know, the current president. There was 2-time attempt on his life, you know. So 3 weeks ago, there was 2 actually in Minnesota. There was like assassinations.
State representative.
So we do know justice
and her husband.
In 2022, actually, it was happened. So what I'm saying is very, very sad what we experienced, because my children, they saw it. They had like the tablet, they saw some videos, and Ariana, my daughter, she was just asking me, why did they kill this young guy, a father? And it's very hard to tell her, explaining for her, you know, because of he was just basically expressing his ideas, you know. He has a different world views, but that's not like the solution, I guess, you know, like a civil ways we go for it, you know. And that really upset me. I think it will upset a lot of people's, but at the same time, I think it will encourage a lot of generations to speak up, you know, to continue his legacy. I think we should always speak our minds and our hearts freely, you know, without any fears. You know, even
our pastor today, Brother Shelby, talked about it and talked about he really died a martyr, in my opinion, for his faith. And I think there'll be hundreds of thousands of young Charlie Kirks that will rise up. Go ahead. You want to say something?
You know, Mike, I came in here today ready to say a few choice words about what happened, but I don't think that's what Charlie would have wanted for any of us. I'm angry. I think we all are.
But no one's breaking any windows.
Nobody's rioting.
No one's
nobody's
burning
rioting.
buildings. You know.
And it's never mind. And seeing Erica Kirk is his wife, hearing her give that speech at Charlie's podcast studio.
Wow.
That was.
Did you listen to all of it?
I listened to a little bit. I caught like in the middle of it, and then Sean Hannity came on after that, and he played a majority of it. And so
I think Connor's got it pulled up. If you can kind of go into it, I really could listen to it, but I'm going to try to listen to it now. It's a little long, so we don't have as much time. But if it's okay with you, Cameron, we're going to go into play that podcast. This is Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Connor.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family, these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful.
We'll come back. The speech is how long? It's like 17. 17. Yeah, we don't have enough time to get into it. Cameron, before we go to a quick break and get James and Tracy back here, and one of my Rotary members, I think Douglas, going to join us. What do you want to say about that?
It's very sad is tragic. You know, as a father, I do feel really, you know, the children will grow up without a father. So what I'm saying, all of us, we do have to ask ourselves is what kind of a future environment we do want to create for our children, how they want to live, basically, you know. I think it's very, very sad. I hope this will be a reflection for all of us, like American. We all need to come together. She said love is very, very important, and more than that is tolerance, tolerate different ideas, and also we can engage. I think the youth need to be politically engaged because there is apathy. You know, the youth basically tired, and also the leaders is very, very important because like a role model, they need to be very careful and responsible. So also the way, you know, they giving speeches, engage. I'm very optimistic. I love this country because we've been going through a lot. It will enrich us, you know, but also very important. Each of us, we do have a lot of responsibility. We have to be very, very careful. Unity is important, you know.
Well, one thing I admire about the Kurdish people, I think we have taken our freedoms for granted. We've taken the Constitution for granted. We've taken the First Amendment for granted. And I've said for years, I even debated Dr. Larry Burris on the radio a couple of times saying it's under attack. And he did agree that the First Amendment's under attack. And that was going back probably 8 years ago. But that's what I appreciate about y'all. You're family oriented, the Kurdish people, and if anybody don't know some Kurdish people, get to know some Kurdish people. I'm gonna tell you how good Z and Dilshad and Ray and all have been to me. I've bought 30 cars from them guys. 30 cars. And then people ask me, hey Mike, I need to look for go to Auto World. One of the few guys I trust are those guys. But you know, their families were in concentration camps. We hear concentration camps, you know, and you know, my mom told me her uncle, you know, that was in World War II from Scotland, was killed in a concentration camp when he was captured. And they've seen it. They lived it.
Yeah, we did.
And he's a young, you know, some of them guys are young.
Very young.
A couple, I think Baywar was born in a concentration camp.
Yeah, it was in Turkey, actually. And there's a lot of sad stories going on. I don't want to go because the country is moaning, but what I'm saying, we have experienced violence, you know, oppression, prosecution, and this country also found by Puritans, you know, they come in for the freedom. So we do really, you know, appreciate the protections, the safe environment we have. I don't like to see this country is becoming a third world country, you know, that's what I don't like to see. And also the Kurdish example, not advocating anything in Rojava, which is the northeast of Syria, and also North Iraq. When the ISIS has happened, they went to Shangal. They arrest actually 4,000 children, not only children, women, and also girls. They did sell it's called enslavement. Some of them, they sold it. Last year, actually, in Gaza, they found one of the Kurdish Yazidi. We call it Yazidi, which are kind of like a Christian sect. Yes. They found her because she was being like handed several times from ISIS. Unfortunately. Sad. But despite that, we never lost our humanity. We opened our hearts, the land for all refugees coming from Syria. The Christians, they came to the Kurdistan. So as always, they call it cradle of civilizations. What I'm saying in here, we all have to embrace each other's different opinion and create a safe environment for everybody, especially our children.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Connor. Let's go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Allie Dowenhauer with Isaiah 117 House. Isaiah 117 House provides physical and emotional support for children awaiting foster care placement here in Rutherford County. We are changing the way foster care begins, and those kiddos are brought to our house to hang out and wait for a foster family, and they're given everything they need. We support foster children, DCS, and foster families here in Rutherford County. Visit us at www.isaiah117house.com or visit our Facebook page, Isaiah 117 House, Rutherford County.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps. But I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available at select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
Hey, I'm Floyd, and I'm inviting you to join me at CR. That's Celebrate Recovery. We meet at Family Worship Center, 3045 Memorial Boulevard on Sunday at 6 p.m. We're a 12-step Christ-centered program that offers help for all the hurts, habits, and hang-ups that's causing you pain. The program works if you work it, and I'm proof. For other CR groups, go to CelebrateRecovery.com and click on the group finder. Hope to see you soon.
All right, we're back. Second half of this show, we'll talk about men's health for a few months, and we've been talking about putting this show together with my buddy James Yates here, somebody I have a lot of respect for. And James, I think, has got an awesome life story, you know, and me and you didn't rehearse none of this. And I remember you growing up, and I often think of, and this is kind of deep psychology, Alfred Adler. And James probably like, Mike, what the heck are you talking about? Okay. But James is somebody who, he kind of remind me of Mike Hollingshead in a way. Because guys that really, I'm not saying you had a rough childhood. I'm not saying that by no means. But you didn't have a great childhood, did you?
No.
And you took and boom, worked so hard and just drove. Mike's the same way, you know. And Adler talks about that, you know, where Freud talks about, you need to keep crying over spilled milk when you were 3 years old, or your mom and dad divorced when you were 4, where Adler talks about your adversity really is an opportunity. And you've kind of taken adversity and made an opportunity out of it, haven't you?
I feel like that, yeah. Quick sidebar, the first gym I ever joined was your gym, Hard Bodies in Smyrna.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You were like 20, because I was 21.
I was young. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I think you're at least 25, 30 years older than me.
No,
so.
no. You were 86, when class of 86.
Yeah, 86.
85.
Yeah.
And you loved to watch Tracy, you know, Tracy Yates. And James, I was kidding you off the air. I was going to read this bio. Man, this thing is so long. It's like, dude, let me just say this. What have you not done? Let's just put that way. What have you not done? You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's something I haven't done. I haven't sailed around the world. Does that fill in?
You know, Mike Lyles, you know, if you ever knew Mike did sail. I did a story on Mike. Mike sadly's passed, but he was a big sailor and all that. But your background is, I remember when you were getting into real estate, you were about, what, 21, 22?
Yeah, 21, because I've been at it for 34 years now.
Wow. And you got your CCIM.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got that, I think, in 2017.
Good for you. Man, that's some hard classes.
Yeah,
man.
that was tough. Man, that was tough. It took me 4 years to complete it.
I took, you know, I've got the classes done, but I never had all the sales, and I didn't want to sit with it. You ever been in a class, any of y'all, where the class was so hard, you thought, man, if I had a pistol, I'd take my life. You ever that's right.
I don't think I've gotten there yet.
I thought, man, good thing I ain't got a gun in my hand, because I'd take myself out right now. It was so hard. Getting into your gym, how did y'all get together? Because I know you're very passionate. Tracy, you're a trainer, right?
I'm not a trainer. No.
I
manage it.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
She's the general manager.
General manager.
Now, James, some of your, because you've always been kind of like been an athlete and working out and all, what has kind of motivated you to get fired up? And
I just think I'm competitive. You know, I'm constantly trying to be doing something that keeps me active. And back when you and I were growing up, I was playing basketball and football. I played 10 years of each. And then after that, I got into soccer in the adult league there in Smyrna. And then I started an adult men's flag football league that I ran it for 4 years until I decided I couldn't do it anymore. I also started a volleyball league in Smyrna.
Yep.
And
we used to serve on a council.
Yeah, I was on for 5 years on town council.
And tell folks, if folks think my vote's not going to make a difference, tell Doug here why a vote makes a difference. Doug probably don't even know this story.
Well, there was a runoff. It came down between me and another gentleman, and
what if it was a tie vote?
It was literally a tie.
Yeah. It was a tie vote.
Yeah, 1,237 votes each or something like that.
Yeah.
And I ran into 100 people over the course of the next week that said, I just figured you had it in the bag, so I didn't bother going to vote. Come on.
Well, you know what probably what I witnessed that, and maybe I shouldn't share this on the air, but I knew your opponent, and and him and I, we were pretty close because I was close with Bob Spivey, and I always consider Bob a mentor. And I remember, were you at the town center when somebody said, "Oh, the council's going to decide this"?
I was standing right there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I remember, because I wasn't even in politics. I was just on the planning committee, I think, with Bob. I was Bob's appointee, and I heard this guy say, "Oh," and it was the guy that you tied, and he says, "Oh, well, this is like already settled. The council's going to decide," and people knew that some of the council was supporting him. And I was thinking, as a young guy, man, I don't think I would say this. I don't think that's wise.
Well, actually, I think his comment was, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Bob Spivey funded my campaign.
It was something like that.
And that's what turned the tables right there, because everybody was like, look, we don't need a puppet up there.
No. And Bob and I, we always got along good, but Bob was all business, wasn't he? He was. I often tell people he was just like Donald Trump, but without the Twitter. You know what I mean? He was just like Donald Trump. Yeah. But do you enjoy serving on the council?
Yeah.
And now I didn't know you owned Carbon Fitness till Jeremy Gurley was telling me here a while back.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and it really made my wheels turn.
Yeah.
And Tracy and I have talked about this so many times. Doug and I talked about it multiple times. Where our gym is located, it's in a prime location.
Spot. Yeah,
but nobody knows we're back there.
Yeah.
You know, like you walk out the front door of the Embassy Suites and you're looking at our gym.
Yeah.
But I think most people assume that that's all hotels back there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you get people back there and they go in, they're like, man, this is nice.
Yeah.
You know, we're a two-story gym. We've got top of the line.
Two-story.
Yeah, we got top of the line equipment in there.
Really? Yeah. Two-story. Wow. Yeah. Well, my doctor, I hadn't been doctoring several years, and I've been needing to go back. I'm kind of dreading, and some of my blood pressure's high. You know, he said, man, you got to get that out of control. I'm going to have to put you on some medication, and I don't want to do all that. So I've been trying to walk and exercise, and been working out pretty hard this year. But I've never been a walker or runner, and he attends y'all's gym, Dr.
Jimmy LaPierre.
Adam.
You know,
Ali, I think his name is. That's where he said he worked out at. You know?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you know,
I'd like to get to know him.
Yeah, but you know, when we talk about men's health and guys getting in their 50s and stuff, what kind of guidance would you or Tracy or any of y'all want to jump in on? What folks could be doing?
Doug, you want to throw in some expertise here?
Because you attend you work.
Yeah, I work out every morning with James, 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I would say for any advice would be just to do it. Just get up and get moving.
Well, I asked him how he found it. Tell the story how you know about there.
So I just moved here 2 months ago, and I joined the chamber right away because we started a business here, the wife and I, Wanda. Hopefully she's at home listening.
Yeah, and he's a business broker, Trans World.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. And then so I joined the chamber, and then that was on Monday, like July 6th or 7th, and then their very next day they had their event, an after-hours event, and it happened to be at Tracy and James' gym at Carbon.
That's cool.
So I immediately went to that and played all the little games they played. That had to pass out the business cards, and then a couple days later, Tracy emails me, "Hey, you won this big supplement package, like a $500 supplement package."
Really?
And then she goes, "Why don't you come on in? We'll give you a month." And I said, "Well, we just moved here." She goes, "Oh my God, that's great. Bring your wife in too." So
that's cool.
She brought I brought Wanda in. We came in and we met them, and we hit it off right away. We've been working out every morning since.
You've been at Rotary for how long?
I just joined. I was official just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. James, you remember how many years back?
God, that was forever
I know,
ago.
it's been a long time.
I'm the one that told him he should go down there and
he
talk
said
to
that.
him.
He gave you credit for that.
Yeah, James was the one that told me. He goes, "If you're going to do anything in Smyrna, you better join that Rotary." So here I am.
Yeah, it's a good business group there.
It really is. I've got my nephew. He's from Australia. Isn't that weird?
Oh, crikey.
I was thinking of jokes. I thought he might get offended. Brandon, you there?
Mate, I'm Australian. I can't get offended.
Hey, mate. How you doing?
Living the dream, mate.
Hey, how's my beautiful niece doing?
Oh, she's doing fantastic, mate. Second trimester with baby number 2. Couldn't be happier.
Yes. You just got back from what? Canada or Australia?
Australia.
Australia? Okay.
Mike, his accent and yours are identical.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm from the deep south.
You're from deep south. Well, you do some coaching, because I don't really know all your background. I did pull up your website. I apologize, I don't know much about you, and you're my nephew here, but tell us a little bit about what you do and even my niece, because y'all live down in Chattanooga now.
Totally. So, well, your niece and I are both very retired gym owners. We did that life. It's a lot of work. Kudos to James and Tracy. It's a lot. 4 a.m., 9 p.m.
Truth.
Opening the garage doors. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's fantastic though. I mean, it's really rewarding. We loved it. I sold my gym to move to the United States, in fact. But now what I do, there's work. Do executive coaching in the tech space, but for play, I set up men's circles and support men's circles all over the world. So you think of it like small groups, but we're not. We're not just. You can be all faiths. It doesn't have to be just strictly Christian. And so, gay, straight, black, white, atheist, Jewish, doesn't matter. We open the doors for any man who wants to be a better husband, father, son, citizen. And when you're talking about, wanting to get in shape, and the biggest thing for me has always been around community. It's much easier to get up and go and work out when I know that my buddies are going to be there. And they're going to raise Cain when I'm not there. They're going to give me a hard time. And they're going to check in and see if I'm doing all right if I'm not there, right? But it's 5 in the morning, it's cold, it's raining. I'm not going to get up and do it myself. It's a little bit tougher.
Yeah, the tagline at our gym is lifestyle community culture.
Really?
And what he's saying is 100% true. I know if I'm not there on time, I'm hearing from Doug before I could get the phone picked up. He's
and vice versa, and anybody else that misses, they get it.
Well, Brandon, how old are you?
No, I'm 32.
Okay, because one thing I noticed just working out at Crunch, it seems like people don't even like our age group. James and I and Doug. How old are you, Doug?
53.
We seem like we communicated a lot more. Because it was more of a hangout at I had my gym. At Crunch, they don't even speak to one another. It seems like.
Well, it's definitely not like that at Carbon. At our gym, it's everybody patting each other on the back and asking about their kids, and just you have it. We don't keep the music really loud in there where you got to scream to communicate.
Okay. The music is
one of my pet peeves, by the way. And I also see it as a hazard. If somebody needs help, they shouldn't have to scream to the top of their lungs to get somebody's attention. But in our gym, the music's adequate, but the communication and the interaction between everybody's the best part.
Well, Brandon, your age group is not. I mean, you're not the 20s and the 23s that seem like they're stuck in their cell phones. But let's go back on communication. Why that matters so much.
Yeah, I'd say, well, let's talk about it. If I don't know your demographics, Mike, on male or female listeners, but for me, even in Australia, I'm sure some of you lads can resonate with this. I was raised that I couldn't talk about things like tough things, emotions, and stuff I was going through because my mates would call me weak or, lesser than or insert expletive here. And that was really tough growing up because, you know, I had some pretty rough stuff happening at home and didn't feel like there were places where I could really talk about that stuff. And what I've learned later in life is that, you know, you can't keep that up. And I'm sure, you know, our gym goers here can resonate. Like, you probably, especially if you're personal training or at least have a gym, it becomes therapy because it's one of the best things people can do for their mental health. And at the end of the day, people come in, they want to drop 20 pounds, they want to get a little bit more tone, whatever it is. You keep asking why enough times, they're going to tell you the real reason why they're there. And more often than not, it has something to do with what's happening between the ears.
Yeah.
And community is the best way to facilitate. I think community and fitness combined is just an absolute no-brainer. I think it should be essential. It is essential for anyone to, you know, live a long and happy and healthy life. Got to do it with others. Can't do it alone.
I agree. I think personally, I think everything in your life, every aspect of your life is better because you work out intensely. You know, all the side effects are enormous, or side benefits. You know, healthy, less anxiety, you feel better, your immune system's stronger, you know, and you look good naked.
That always helps.
Well, going back on the men's and on the mental health, Brandon, let's talk about that briefly. Pick up on that, and James, you know, Tracy, y'all chime in on this, but mental health seems like it's on the rise. Depression, suicide. I had one of my fellow lawmakers, and I won't say his name on the radio. Well, I will. Bob Freeman. You know, his dad's Bill Freeman, wealthy guy, and he took his own life. And then we had another lawmaker. His brother took his own life, and you hear this stuff, and you think, man, people can be on top of the world, but be lonely and have a void. So, Brandon, pick up on that. What's your thoughts on men's mental health?
Well, mate, I think the most important thing to recognize is that regardless of who you pass on the street, whoever just cut you off on the road, the person that greets you at church when you walk in the doors, you never know what someone's going through. And I think that we as men especially can do a much better job of checking in on our mates and just saying, like, hey, are you okay? You know, we know what the answer is going to be. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. And so the follow-up question is the most important thing. No, really, are you okay? And it's amazing. If you're willing to take a risk and just stand in that discomfort for a little bit and ask that question, you'll be amazed how many times those guys will open up and be like, you know what, man, things aren't as peachy as I'm putting out there.
James and I just literally talked about that the other day. You know, we're like, hey, you know what? It feels pretty good when one of your boys reaches out to you and say, you know, I appreciate you. You know, it's good to know that somebody's there, has got my back 24/7. You know, and then a very good support system. But then it also just feels good to know that somebody's there. And then when they give you that text message, hey, you know, if someone hadn't told you lately, man, you're a good dude, and we appreciate having you around.
Yeah.
Well, I'd add to that as well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so why do we withhold that? You know, if we appreciate our friends and if we care about the men in our lives, our brothers, why don't we tell them that we love them? Why don't we tell them that we care about them? You know, really, what's the risk? They're going to be like, oh, you would have, bro. And it's like, yes, but it's true. I do care about you. You are important.
But is that showing signs of weakness, though?
I don't see it as a sign of weakness. I see it as a sign of strength because you have the ability to step outside of your comfort zone where a lot of people will stay in it. But I did want to add to this conversation with this. Fear is not of God. So if you're dealing with fear, anxiety, depression, then you need to turn to God. Get closer. The closer you can get and the more you confide in Him, the more you lay on Him. See, He's carried the cross for us once before, and He'll do it again every day.
We've really built a great community there at Carbon. There's one thing that I'd like to point out. When we first purchased the gym, it had like roughly 240 members back in October of 21. And just by word of mouth, we grew that thing. Within 3 years, we were over 1,200 members. And we have grown an amazing community because like what he was saying earlier, you know, people having each other's back and being there for each other and noticing when somebody doesn't show up. That's what you get at Carbon.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen our members build some really great friendships, some deep relationships, and it's just been amazing. And again, like, they notice when you don't show up, and then they all celebrate together when somebody hits a PR, or or having a birth of a child. I mean, it's like everything. We're all there as a family unit and celebrate together. So we put on a lot of amazing little events and stuff too. So, which is open to the public. So even if you're not a member, check us out. Come to our events, and you'll get just a warm welcome, just
I've
like
heard
anybody.
nothing but good things. Jeremy Gurley, the doctor I went to, because I was bragging. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm up to a mile." Man, he looked at me, hurt my feelings. Like 5 miles. I was like, man, Brandon. I'm gonna give you a couple last words, and before we go back to James and Tracy, mental health. Hit that real quick again before you leave us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, sounds like I'm in really great company with James and Tracy, and I think I heard Doug was the other gentleman on the line as well. Yeah, so just grateful to have had this opportunity to share the airtime with all of you and hearing about the incredible work that you're doing, building community up there in Smyrna. Look, the last thing I'll say, I'm pretty sure the biggest thing is I think I've already said it. If you get that inkling or that hunch that someone in your life might be going through it right now, through a tough time, take the risk and just check in. How you doing? Are you okay? The sad reality is, Mike, you already shared, there are people in your world that have taken their lives. Unfortunately, I don't have enough hands to go through how many folks I have too.
Yes.
And it's just a sad reality of things. People think it's easier to actually make the ultimate decision than to actually navigate the difficult thing they're going through. So you don't know what someone's going through, and if you do care about those around you, then just put the first foot forward and just say, hey, are you okay?
Well,
Check
Brandon,
in on them. And
where can folks find out more about you and your company?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to plug the Mankind podcast. So very proud. We just cracked top 1% for podcast. Our whole mission is to prove that there's more than just one way to be a man. And we interview, we're over 200 episodes. We've got a lot of really incredible folks with PhD next to their name that study manhood and masculinity.
Yep.
And we have courageous conversations on the taboo topics that you're not allowed to talk about around the dinner table. So Mankind podcast, everywhere you listen to podcasts, go and check it out.
Okay, just man, is there a domain that I could find it to?
Yeah, or if it's a domain, just Mankind podcast in Google. Well,
okay, Mankind podcast.
Wherever you listen to your podcast.
Okay, we'll check it out. All right, well, tell my beautiful niece I said hello, okay?
Hey, you count on it.
Thank you, brother.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see you, sir. Bye. But the mental health. I mean, like James, you and I growing up. Doug, you're a little younger than us. We just didn't talk about that kind of stuff. And you had to suck it up, man. Just move on, pull yourself up by bootstraps. And let me ask you this: do you think that maybe I don't know if the word pander to young people? You think? You know what I mean? Because it was, we had to bust our tails working growing up.
Well, I'm of the opinion that we coddle too much.
Yeah.
In fact, it's probably the 500th time I've had this conversation with someone about that. And don't get me wrong, I think that you should allow children to have their feelings and to identify them and talk to them about it. But if every time something bad happens in their lives, they never learn to be an adult.
Yes.
And I love this old adage that I heard, we are here to raise adults, not to raise children.
Yes.
So as a parent, our goal needs to make them independent, not dependent.
Yes.
And if you're just coddling them all the time, you're really causing that.
I won't say these guys' names, but one of them's close to me, and this young guy's there, and he got this car. Really proud of this young man. Got a car, got a really good deal on it, and needed some work. He cleaned it up, but he didn't clean the wheels. So I went out there and sprayed the wheels with some aluminum cleaner. Then I had to run an errand, come back, and I noticed he never tried to clean the wheels. And I said, hey man, I told you to clean the wheels, and he goes, well, we're trying to take the oil filter off the car. I said, two of y'all trying to take an oil filter off? and I said, man, I looked at your oil. Your oil don't need change. He goes, but it's 4 years old. I said, you gonna change your air and your tires? That's 4 years old. You gonna or older? If your oil ain't bad, don't change. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got other priorities you need to be handling. And my wife kind of got on to me. She goes, you shouldn't get on to him. He don't know his dad, and he didn't really have his dad in his life. I said, well, maybe that's his problem.
That's how you
got
learn.
on to him.
Yep.
You know?
That's how you learn.
Yeah. Man, now is your father still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he. You may remember this from back in the day. My father's a retired pastor.
Okay.
He was the pastor of the Nazarene Church in Smyrna, which is why we originally ended up.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Back behind the old Kroger.
Yeah.
Well, it was Big Lots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Right.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, have y'all thought about trying to reach young people with some type of mentoring? You know, with where it's like working out, but you also have some character building or anything like that.
You mean through the gym?
Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't.
Briar's been actually working on that. So we
Okay,
just
so
recently,
she's talking about our lead trainer,
Yeah.
Briar Hyatt. Briar, he's a younger guy, very intelligent. One of those people that kind of understands how to fast track into success, and I think he's heading that way.
Well, going back on your father, if your dad just was never in your life and you were raised by a single mother, nothing wrong with single mothers, but how do you think your life would have turned out?
Well, I think we've had this conversation before too. I think that in our society, our number one biggest societal problem is fatherless homes.
Yes.
And if you solve that one thing, you'll solve 100 other things in conjunction with it.
Yes.
So to your point, there are plenty of great single mothers out there.
Yeah.
But single mothers or mothers in general tend to be more passive than a father would, and sometimes that's what they need is somebody to lean on them, not to coddle.
Yes. How much you bench press now?
About 800.
800. Well,
that's with one arm.
Well, I wanted to get up. Well, let me ask you this. You know, back when I was working out real hard in my 30s, and I used to go to the weightlifting contest and all that kind of stuff, man. And I want to try to get back up to that, but I don't think I'll. And a buddy of mine said, "Get over it. You ain't never going to be able to lift what you used to lift." I mean, with our joints today and in our 50s, can our joints handle that kind of weight?
Well, I think your joints could handle it, but you've got so much atrophy that God puts on you. I don't do the kind of weight that I did when I was younger, and I don't have any intention of trying to do that kind of weight anymore either. But at the same time, I don't let my foot off the gas when I'm in there doing what I do. And we're not, you know, our young days, we'd do 2.5-hour workouts.
Yeah.
We're 45 minets hard and out.
So what's your typical, like, buys, and you do buys and deltoids, shoulders, triceps, like a Monday, and then buys
we do
back Wednesdays?
A single body part per day. So Monday, National Chest Day.
Okay.
Chest and toes.
Yeah, chest and toes. Tuesday's back, Wednesday's legs, Thursday's shoulders, and then Friday is arms, biceps,
and
and
we've been throwing in some extra cardio on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah. You
So
know, that's
extra cardio.
something we've been working on over at the gym, is trying to develop a running club, because where our gym is, we've got the most perfect running environment ever.
Really?
What'd you say it was?
Yeah, the one lap around down to Medical Drive, it's just a little over half a mile.
So
it's
you got
almost
a half
perfect
mile loop.
metric.
Yeah.
So 2 laps, you've done a mile.
Yep.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
it's 6 laps. You got
it's right there next to
5K.
Jonathan's, you know. So if you get thirsty,
Okay.
Need a break in the middle.
Well, it's do you like running? Do y'all like running?
I'm
Tracy,
not
you
a
like
huge
running?
fan, but I know I need it, so I do it.
It's a necessary evil for me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things that I hate it. It's painful, but it challenges you and it makes differences almost immediately.
Yeah.
Each time I run out, I feel like I'm leaner the next day.
Well, if you're wanting to lose your core, which is probably the hardest for guys in their 50s, Tracy, what would you tell people they need to do? And if it's their core, how do you lose that? What's the best, most effective way
I'm
to go?
going to agree with her. I know.
Cardio.
Is it? But no, y'all fast much? Do y'all ever fast? I think Doug was talking about fasting.
Doug fasts pretty regularly.
So the one of the famous quotes is, "Abs are made in the kitchen."
Wow.
Right? And for me, fasting helps me get lean. I did a 72-hour water fast about a year ago, and that really changed me a lot. Like, helped me get rid of a lot of water weight. I didn't realize,
Well,
too.
explain that to listeners.
So excess water weight or bloat, you don't realize that some of the things that you're eating or processed foods or anything else, your body just can't process it efficiently. And I've also found out through some blood work that I'm borderline celiac. So I got to really stay away from yeast, gluten, and taking that out of the diet, or at least the majority of it. I still divulge sometimes, but then also added in mushroom coffee and the intermittent fasting, and it's really made a big difference. I lost probably 15 pounds, but more so, I've lost 10% body fat. Like my waist is 4 inches smaller now, and I'm still, pretty heavy and with the muscle.
Good for you. Now, if you got a running club together, man, that'd be a great marketing tool for that whole little area right there.
Yeah, I agree.
I was up at a run, a marathon. They just asked me to say a few words. It was a local nonprofit, and it was up by the Titan Stadium. And there was people, I just seen them, like groups running by the Titan Stadium and stuff. And I'm like, more power to you, because I'm not out there, man.
And we make it fun too. Like we can do, after each 1K or something like that, you get to chug a beer. I don't know.
If y'all want to put that together, get the press release and to Brian Barrett or Scott Walker up here, if you want to do a little meetup like that, and we'll get on the
That'd be great.
on the
Thank
show.
you.
I think we've got Connor. We've got three more minutes. About 2.
Do I have time to tell you about one thing?
Go ahead. Yeah, you got time.
I'll make it real quick.
Yeah.
We're having a fella named Evan T-Rex Singleton come to the gym, and if you look at his profile, it says that he's the strongest man on earth 2025. So
Really?
we're doing a powerlifting thing where he's going to be
He's
coming
doing the
and
judge. He's a judge of it.
he's going to be the main judge.
Okay.
And like Tracy was saying, we're always doing things there to try to build and grow community and get people to connect. This will be a great opportunity for people to come out and see some really heavyweight moved
what
around.
Day?
What day is that?
That's going to be on November the 15th. And any first responders that want to participate in the competition, their entry fee is actually going to be free. We've got somebody that has offered to cover their entry fee.
Really?
So it's just $50 entry fee for each person. But again, like first responders, just go ahead and register, and they're free.
So when you say powerlift, what kind of powerlifting? Deadlifts, bench press, and what?
I haven't set it up, but I know we've got bench, squat, deadlift.
And then we got the bags.
Heavy bag?
Something with the bags.
Oh, I don't know what that one is. When you and I competed, we always did bench.
Yeah, bench press.
Yeah.
And, I wish, in fact, I'd give $1,000 if anybody, I won that GNC contest. Got down to 132 and done 300, and they didn't believe I weighed what I weighed, so they made me go way back in. And my wife, she was just, my little girlfriend was Felicia, 16 years old.
Yeah.
She was mad at the judges. But I got photos. Chuck Braxton judged it. Remember Chuck Braxton? He lay on the nails and they break boards over. But I don't have any photos. I won the grand prize was the bench press.
Well,
I still have the bench
wasn't that
press.
at Hickory Hollow Mall?
Yeah.
I was there.
You was there?
Yeah.
Were you really?
Yeah, I won my division. You won your division. Yeah.
Good. And I also won the television they gave out.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it was really wild.
That thing was probably big as a VW Bug.
There was probably 800 people there up in the top.
Oh yeah,
watching.
it was a big crowd.
I thought you were going to say it was a 19-inch black and white.
But I don't have
400 pounds.
I don't have none of the photos. And if anybody has that from 1987, 88.
That's cool.
That sounds about right,
Yeah.
because I graduated 86, and it would have been right around that
But I'll
time.
give $1,000 if somebody can find me the photo of him putting that ribbon, that belt, that thing over me. Thank you all. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Tracy. Folks, we'll see you next week.